Why'd you do it?
PG, we love you. Hey, but they act like this guy is some type of espionage CIA. Hey, they act like he murdered the president. Luigi, we want that booty. Luigi! Man, look at this shit. Armed guards, assault rifles, snipers, undercover. It's like a Secret Service escort. What?
Diddy are gonna be best friends, lol.
I think he looked at me. Man, look at this escort, bro. You figure like he assassinated like a president or something, or some type of top government official.
Lift up.
Tommy, no.
Take your time. We have time.
Brother, could you help me out?
No, I gotta go.
Is there a podium? You good? You got it? Maybe I'll get out of your way in a second, okay?
No worries.
Right down right here. Get in there. Just a second. No, not yet. 2 seconds. What do you want to... 2 seconds. Hey, Annie. Wire up, okay? Annie. Can you hold that for me?
Check.
Hold on. You got a lot of space back. Guys, they're going to be standing here.
Okay.
Closer to where policy.
Guys, we're going to be right here. Look, over here. Okay. Carlos, we just be right this way. Let us get this together. Just stay right there. Let me get this together.
Like they call Osama bin Laden or something.
Coming behind you guys. All right, folks, heads up.
You got it. Remarks first, a couple questions afterwards, okay? Okay.
Yeah, this is the first time they arrested somebody in New York. Like somebody actually getting charged.
Check.
Oh shit, sorry.
We're gonna face the camera this way so there's no backlight, okay?
Dave, try to hold it.
Yeah, I've been trying, man. It's gonna go low.
All right, no worries.
Okay, go.
Remarks first, then a couple questions. When you're ready, Mayor, you see.
Just want to be clear, and I cannot say enough by Chief Kenny and detectives who broke this case. Police Commissioner Tish and I want to send a very clear and loud message that this act of terrorism and the violence that stems from it is something that would not be tolerated in the city. We wanted to personally be here to show the symbolism of leading from the front. The apprehension, some of these detectives will finally sleep tonight after this person has been brought to justice here in New York City. We want to thank our partners and the other jurisdictions that played a vital role in this apprehension, particularly the McDonald's employee who saw something and did something, notifying the proper authorities. I will say this over and over again. The radicalization that is taking place across our country, we cannot ignore. When you see an incident that took place on our streets, when you witness a shooting that took place on a school campus by now a young girl, it is the continuation of our young people are crying out for help. We have an obligation not only to make apprehensions after an incident of this magnitude, but to do far more to prevent it. We'll open it for a few questions.
Time for a few questions. Dean, go first.
Dean,
do you have a...
Mr. Mayor, what does this mean for the investigation that he's back in New York?
He will be arraigned today on his indictment for the killing of Brian Thompson, CEO of UnitedHealthcare, and he'll be arraigned in federal court.
Any other questions? What do you want to say, Mayor, about the supporters of Luigi, wearing Luigi costumes, supporters of Luigi across the country?
The beauty of this country is that you have the right to protest the right. And those who are protesting when someone used violence to solve the problem, we saw that on the school ground as well. It sends the wrong message. A person that uses a gun to solve a concern, if it's on a school campus or on our streets, there are mechanisms in this country on how to organize on those issues of concern. We saw young people who were tired of shootings on school ground. They organized and pushed Congress to do weapon bans. That is how we do it here. We don't use a gun. And anyone that celebrates that is vile, and it is sending the wrong message, and you're celebrating using violence to solve an issue.
now, what's his next stop? What's his next stop? Where's he going to be?
What's his next stop?
His next stop, he's going to be taken to the federal building at 290 Broadway for processing by the FBI and the NYPD.
Great. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you when he landed.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
You got it, buddy?
Yep.
This is an active driveway, so we do have to clear it. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
What's up?
Hey, how's it going, brother?
All right.
Good?
That was a hell of an escort.
All right. That's it.
I hope that they take all the other murders in the city as serious too.
I think you guys have a better shot than me. I was at the gate.
You were what?
I was at the gate over there.
It was such a long walk.
For people that missed it, let me just show you the beginning part and then we'll fast forward to where we left off at. But this was kind of the scene here. Joint Task Force, FBI, NYPD. The entire police department showed up. Maybe they're worried that like some of these people are gonna try to get him free. Maybe that's why they bring the extra secure. Antifa task force pulled together, you know. There's a helicopter. So he came on. He got a helicopter escort too. He was on the plane and a helicopter. I was gonna troll and put military escort in the thumbnail. That boy got better security than the Secret Service. You guys doing a better job than they did on Trump. Never seen nothing like this. This is pretty wild. Mayor, is this the guy? I was getting confused. Stacey Adams. Mayor Stacey Adams. Oh no, what the hell was I thinking? Well, that's Abrams. Eric Adams.
It's like one guy got out, and that's it.
Eric Adams, I think he's up for re-election in several months. You see. Upcoming election for the mayor is scheduled to be held November 4th, 2025. Oh, got a little bit. Incumbent Mayor Eric Adams is running for re-election to a second term. He was indicted on federal corruption charges on September 2024 and has faced calls to resign. I think this is a big pat on the back to himself and for re-election. I think that's why because I feel like they've been known to be soft on crime. And now he's trying to turn things around now that they see the whole election, how it went. Now, all of a sudden, now they want to be stricter on criminals, and now he wants to cut off the migrants from having the free money from those debit cards. Let me fast forward. Yeah. Oh, second chopper. Yeah, 2 chopper escorts.
Oh, good.
Yeah, 2 helicopters. One to cover the other helicopter. Perp walk. I can't imagine the thoughts in this guy's head, Luigi, seeing all these cops, all these forces. Damn, the whole world's watching. Is what it's feeling.
Nobody's gonna yell out, Luigi, why'd you do it?
And I think there's people yelling out in the background. He turned and looked at them. Maybe he's a clone. Maybe they cloned him out already. This is the replacement to take the fall. MK Ultra. Let me fast forward to where we left off at.
Shootings on school grounds.
What the hell is that? See, look, they had 2 choppers. See, look like military shits. Even more than that. Because the choppers at the beginning were like these regular helicopters that came in and landed. See, there we go. That one there. And then he came in a different one. And then they show the port. Maybe this is like a base or something. I don't know. And then you see the other choppers right there. It's a military escort. Three helicopters active. And you even have cops on the boat. The hell's that? Let me mute the thing. Aliens. And they really pulled out the works for this guy. Personal escort of a plane, Cessna, multiple choppers in the air. Surprised they didn't take him by boat. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this, yo, for one guy like this. Let's see if there's any other feeds. Are they gonna follow him now to the courthouse? Yeah, I think they got a camera in the courthouse now. They're following his every step and move, tracking the vehicles, the planes. Wow. Well, you got that money, right? You got that money. All these people, they send all the cops and national manhunt and all the resources and technology, legal and illegal. Hey, Roland, how you doing? Luigi getting a tour of the Statue of Liberty at 3. I think he's gonna get good treatment, probably by the inmates in there. I mean, they're not gonna keep him together with those people. He's way too high of a, I don't know, high of a priority, maybe. There's a big pat on the back for themselves too, so. Oh, let that dog take you. He has a bigger escort than Diddy, right? I don't think Diddy got all this shit. Hey, Brenda, no problem. That's true, Alan. That's crazy. These are some of the people. I don't know if you saw it, if you guys have seen this, but this was at the last in Pennsylvania. There's people that are dressing up like Luigi and kind of putting on costumes and dressing up and making posters. And so New York should have a big turnout, I would think. A bigger turnout than PA. Seems pretty quiet out there, though. Where's all the protesters? Shit, they even got the bomb squad over there. I'm just kidding, I don't know. That's probably just a regular cannon, I guess. I mean, you never know, though. He's a high profile, that's what I meant to say, high profile target. You don't know what other person is watching this thinking, you know, free Luigi, and might take matters into their own hands. Let's check out where the GoFundMe or Give Send Go is at. Let's see. Last I heard, it was 150. See, Give Send Go. I'm surprised Google hasn't chucked it in the algorithm so it doesn't pop up on top. Oh, this is a new. Somebody started a new one. Oh, there's multiple Give Send Goes. That's a thing. How do you know which one's real? I'm assuming the one with the most donations. There's quite a few new ones that started. I think that's what it is too. People are going to try to take a little bit of advantage and start one up. Yeah, I'm collecting money for him too. Just keep it for themselves. So let me see what they're doing here in New York. Are they going to officially charge him with the New York stuff? It's the federal building, including an exceedingly rare first-degree murder charge. It's rare over there to do that. Insurance lobbyists line politicians' pockets. 117 million in 2024 alone. One of the people protesting had that as a sign. Wow, that's a good picture.
Afternoon.
Oh Lord.
Manhattan District Attorney.
Just brag. Now we got to do this.
I'm honored to be joined today by our
You fixed the volume.
Commissioner of the Department of Investigation, my great colleague Jocelyn Strauber and her colleagues. We work hand in hand to ensure honest practices in city government, and it's been a phenomenal collaboration, with today's case being one way that we've collaborated. I'm always proud to work side by side with the phenomenal career prosecutors here at the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, and I want to acknowledge our team, Assistant District Attorneys Guy Tardanico and Denise Vassell, under the leadership of Jody Kane, head of our investigation division, and Judy Salwin, principal deputy in our Rackets Bureau. And this really has been a great law enforcement collaboration. I want to acknowledge those who worked on it, from Commissioner Strauber's office, Chris Ryan, Andrew Sain, Alexander Kane, and Michael Morris. I thank you for your unparalleled partnership. Today's announcement addresses corruption at the highest levels of city government. The indictment unsealed today can be summarized in 3 words: quid pro quo. We allege that Ingrid Lewis Martin engaged in a long-running bribery, money laundering, and conspiracy scheme by using her position and authority as the chief advisor to the New York City mayor, the second highest position in city government, to legally influence city decisions in exchange for in excess of $100,000 in cash.
Love y'all work, buddy. Keep grinding, slightly smiling face.
Johnny, thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Gracias. They muted this guy. They cut him off. I guess maybe they thought it was going to be related to Luigi. Got some corruption case. Let me see what other little updates. Got Luigi. Oh, okay. So, 2 p.m. Luigi will appear in federal court around 2 p.m. Eastern, according to the release.
fourth degree. Vaid and Davidi owned private Manhattan businesses and properties, including the Glass Ceiling, a rooftop bar near Herald Square, and the hotel on Rivington on the Lower East Side. Both these properties had construction permits pending with the Department of Buildings during various times of this investigation. We allege that Louis Martin acted as an on-call consultant for Vaid and Davidi, serving at their pleasure to resolve whatever issues they had with DOB on their computer.
Okay. Federal complaint reveals. I wonder if we can get the actual complaint, full complaint. It was unsealed Wednesday. New details on the notebook authorities say was in his possession, which contains several handwritten pages that express hostility towards the health insurance industry and wealthy executives in particular. An entry dated August 15 says that the details are finally coming together. According to the complaint, Luigi allegedly wrote, "I'm glad in a way that I've procrastinated," saying it gave him time to learn more about the company he was targeting, whose name was redacted by prosecutors. The notebook entry also stated that the target is insurance companies because it checks every box. So he thought about this for a while. Wasn't just, I mean, obviously there was some planning when he was there like a week early in New York. But there's this handwritten note from August, apparently they're talking about now. The notebook is separate from a letter addressed to the feds. The complaint says in which Luigi allegedly wrote, "I wasn't working with anyone, and P.S. you can check serial numbers to verify. This is all self-funded." So he really went out of his way to let them know he did this by himself. Check the serial numbers. Let's see this about this indictment. Luigi.
No problem. How long was that drive?
About 8 hours.
Yeah.
8 hours.
You have to shoot there because they got to be able to get the
We had to leave yesterday because we didn't know that the trial was being moved until just very recently, so we just had to get out of here.
Not yet.
Okay. Here it is. Okay. Is this the full complaint? Carrie, thank you for tagging me. I just saw that.
Matthew Russell Lee, Intercity Press, here at the Southern District of New York Courthouse today, Thursday, December 19th, 2024. Now, we have to begin with Luigi Mangione. This morning, there is a proceeding in Altoona, and there's been some discussion of him, if he waives extradition, being brought to New York very quickly. Very quickly. We're on that, but there's also now reports of a federal indictment. Major papers in New York, quoting unnamed sources, saying that the feds, now currently without Damian Williams, I don't know actually who's calling the shots or who the sources are, but saying that the feds want to indict Luigi to put the federal death penalty on the table. Now, that's interesting. I covered the federal death penalty case here in the Southern District of Mr. Saipoff.
Wait, they have that in New York? I didn't know they had that in New York. They say federal death penalty? Or because it's federal, you can...
Sources are, but
what?
saying that the feds want to indict Luigi to put the federal death penalty on the table. Now, that's interesting. I covered the federal death penalty case
Makes
here in the
sense. I
Southern
didn't know you could do
District
that.
of Mr. Saipoff,
Oh,
who
shit.
ran over 7.
Because the feds is all the states. Wow. No way. Yo, they're really coming for this guy. Oh. Wow. Wow. You sent me the full indictment? Oh, thanks. Oh, perfect. Excellent. All right, let's listen. Oh, that's a weird file. OXPS. Convert it. Let's see what this guy was saying.
And largely tourists on the West Side Highway, not only tourists, killing them. They sought the death penalty but didn't get it, and Saipoff is imprisoned for life in the Supermax in Colorado. And is that where Luigi's headed? I don't know. Today he's in Altoona. We'll be covering that. We'll also be covering at 1 p.m. This is a lot of state action here, as opposed to federal. Press conference on the indictment of Ingrid Lewis Martin, the right-hand consigliere to Eric Adams, apparently indicted for...
Get that recovered. Whoa. Okay. Got it over here. This looks a little different. Inner City Press. So the one you sent me, Murky, is different. Because the one you sent me, I believe, is the state. This, I don't know. This one is different. This one, I think, is with the feds. But he doesn't show the whole thing. Let me double check that. Or is it? Alvin Bragg. I don't know. Looks different, but let me show you. United States of America versus Luigi. Count 1, stalking travel interstate commerce. At least in or about November 24th, in or about December 4th. Luigi, the defendant, traveled interstate commerce with the intent to kill, injure, harass, intimidate, and place under surveillance with the intent to kill, injure, harass, and intimidate another person in the course of, as a result of travel, engage in the conduct that placed that person in reasonable fear of death and seriously bodily harm. Mangione traveled from Georgia to New York for the purpose of stalking and killing Brian Thompson. Mangione stalked and then shot and killed Thompson in the vicinity of that street. That's for the travel. This one is use of interstate facilities. So the defendant with the intent to kill, injure, harass, intimidate, and place under surveillance with the same thing here. Use the interstate commerce in a facility of interstate or foreign commerce. Use the cell phone, interstate wires. Okay. He only posted that little snippet. And I think that's different from this other document. This other one's good too, though. It's the charges, and it's Alvin Bragg. This one I think is like the feds. So I had no idea that the death penalty could possibly be on the table. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Like I really haven't seen much talk about that. No cameras in the courtroom, sadly. Oh no, you're good. You're good, Marky. You're good. It's all good. Appreciate it. The guy that posted it when he posted a piece of it. Let me see if I can find anything else.
Some of you, just for context, as we allege, the defendant in that case brazenly shot Mr. Thompson twice in
they're talking about
Manhattan. It was targeted, premeditated, and meant to sow terror. Accordingly, we charged him here in Manhattan earlier this week with murder in the first degree, among additional charges, which carry the maximum sentence of life without parole. This morning, the defendant waived extradition in Pennsylvania and was picked up and is in the process of being transported by the NYPD here to New York. I'll let the Southern District for New York speak for itself about their plans, but I do want to note that speaking generally, we've had state prosecutions and federal prosecutions proceed as parallel matters, and we're in conversations with our law enforcement counterparts.
We're going to take on-topic questions about the Ingrid U.S. Martin matter.
The investigation is ongoing, and I'm not going to talk about the contours of what we may or may not be looking at.
Thank you. I'm seeing the statement that there's no record on this $100,000 loan amount being paid. Was this never meant to be a loan? Is that what you're alleging? That it was just masked as a loan to be a bribe and all of that?
That is correct. That's our allegation. Let me say a couple of things about that. First, and there's a footnote in the statement of facts on, I believe, footnote 1, which talks about the definition of a benefit. So even if it were a bona fide loan, that would still be captured by our bribery statute. You cannot monetize your office for a gift or a loan or any other kind of benefit. So that's one. Two, as you know, that is our allegation, and as that footnote says, based on our review of bank records, for instance.
So Kerry sent me the article. He's answering a different question, unrelated question, but so Kerry sent me an article that has the complaint that we were just the snippet that we read. So I'm trying to get to it, but they're forcing me to pay the New York Times. I just hate paying for it sometimes because I forget about it. I should probably just cancel after I sign up. I always forget about it, and then months later, it's like, what the hell is this thing? And then they like upcharge you at some point later on, and you forget about it. A year later is like a year charge, annual charge.
Committee and control.
By the time you know, you have like 5 websites.
Just beyond, I don't know who's
micro
driving the Porsche.
Pennies out of your
but I can tell you where the money went in, and many of you probably have joint bank accounts. So the money was within her control and authority. The money, in addition to this, we didn't spell this out, but the money also is for various personal items and things of that nature.
Sign up to this damn website. Give me a minute. Let's see if I'm being clickbaited on the website. Do they have the whole thing there? because the article only has the top portion, the snippet that was put out. Okay, you got me. You got me. Now let me check if the. Let's see. Okay, we have access and we have a full document. Okay, okay. I would have been pissed if they were trolling the website, but then we got access to it. All right. Can I just download this, or they won't let me down? Oh, I can download the document. Okay, let me. It's easier for me to manipulate on the computer with the actual document. There we go. All right. So account one, we kind of talk about the stalking and traveling. This is United States of America versus Luigi. And this is the new one that I'm seeing going around. And the article said too, let me see what the article said. The article said federal prosecutors have filed 4 charges against Luigi in the fatal shooting. Okay. Today. So count 1 was stalking, count 2 stalking, using a cell phone. Someone was in the vicinity of stalking Brian Thompson. The cell phone one says interstate wires, interstate highways, internet to plan and carry out stalking. They're getting out everything. Shooting and killing Brian Thompson in the vicinity of the address in Manhattan. Count 3, murder through use of a firearm. So, namely, the stalking offenses charged in counts 1 and 2 of this complaint: knowingly used and carried a firearm in furtherance of such crime, possessed a firearm, and in the course of that crime caused the death of the person through the use of the firearm, which killing is murder as defined in Title 18, and killed Brian Thompson. Count 4, firearms offense. During and in relation to the crimes of violence, he may be prosecuted in a court of the United States, namely stalking offenses charged in counts 1 and 2. Knowingly used a firearm and in furtherance of such crimes possessed a firearm which brandished and discharged, and which was equipped with a firearm silencer, firearm muffler. So yeah, just for brandishing your gun, you can get in trouble. I mean, at least here in Florida. Murder of Brian Thompson. Okay. The basis for my knowledge. Did I skip count 4? Oh, no, I did. Okay. The murder of Brian Thompson. So this is from the FBI special agent assigned to the FBI Violent Crimes and Task Force. I have been personally involved in the investigation. As of this matter, this affidavit is based upon my conversations with other law enforcement officers, my examination of the documents obtained through the court. I lost my place. Through the court-authorized search warrant, my review of the documents prepared by others, security camera video, and involvement in this investigation. Because this affidavit is being submitted for the limited purpose of establishing probable cause, it does not include all the facts that I have learned during the course of my investigation. For the contents of the documents and action statements and conversations of others reported herein, they are reported in substance and in part, except where otherwise indicated. Based on my participation in the investigation, my conversations with other enforcement officers, my review of documents prepared by others, and my review of security camera, I have learned the following. So this is the timeline. December 4th, 6:45 a.m. Brian CEO of Nationwide Health Insurance Company, was shot and killed by a masked assailant while walking to the West 54th Street toward a hotel in Midtown Manhattan, the Midtown Hotel, where a Company One investor conference was scheduled to begin at 8 a.m. As discussed below, the shooter was later identified as Luigi. Security camera videos show the shooter was wearing a gray backpack, come from between two parked cars, walk up behind the victim, and shoot the victim in the leg, and back outside of the Midtown Hotel's entrance on West 54th Street. The firearm the shooter used appeared to have a sound-suppressing device or silencer attached to the front of its barrel. A still image from the security camera video of the shooting is provided below. Law enforcement personnel who responded to the scene of the shooting recovered, among the other items, spent 9mm shell casings, at least one round of live 9mm ammunition. The words "deny, delay, depose" were written on the side of some of the shell casings, and recovered a cell phone in the vicinity of the location. Based on my participation and investigation, my conversations with other law enforcement, my examination of the documents obtained through the courts, my review of the records, security cameras, I know that over the course of the next several days, investigators retrieved and reviewed hundreds of hours of recordings, nearby security cameras to track the shooter's movements, both before and after the murder. From that review, investigators were able to formulate the following timeline. So, from November 24th, 2024, up to and including December 4th, 2024, on November 24th at approximately 10:11 p.m., the shooter arrived in New York on an intercity bus at the Port Authority bus terminal in Manhattan. The bus originated in Atlanta, Georgia. The shooter took a taxi to the area around the Midtown Hotel and stayed in the area for approximately 1 hour before taking another taxi to a hostel located in the Upper West Side of Manhattan, the hostel. The shooter took a taxi to the area around the Midtown Hotel and stayed in the area for approximately 1 hour before taking another taxi to the hostel. So he was scouting, watching the area for a little bit, and then he registered under the name Mark Rosario and provided a false ID, the New Jersey driver's license. Rosario. When the shooter was checking into the hotel, the desk clerk asked the shooter to remove his mask, which he did, revealing his face. That's what screwed him up, big time. Besides leaving all the evidence at the scene and carrying the evidence with you the entire time for 2 weeks or a week or whatever. Like, what the hell is that? It's the smile in the eyebrows. Other than this interaction with the desk clerk, the shooter consistently kept his mask on throughout his time in New York, including while inside the hostel. So he was, I wonder if I'm sure they must have spoken to the people that were staying with him inside that hostel. Was he masked the whole time, even when he was sitting there eating? I guess so. Because even in the picture with the hash brown, I think he took his mask down a little bit and then he put a piece of hash brown in his mouth. Went into the shower with the mask, came out of the shower with the mask. So on December 4th, 2024, at approximately 5:35 a.m., the shooter left the hostel wearing a gray backpack and rode an electric bike down Central Park west to a location near the Midtown Hotel, as seen below. Okay. It's a pretty big gap, though, between the 24th. I wonder if they have more. They said all the facts are not in this, this complaint. That's a big gap from the 24th jumping to the 4th of December. Okay, so he rides his e-bike. Did they ever find that electric bike? Rides the e-bike to the west location near the Midtown Hotel. So he's on camera, on video. At approximately 5:41 a.m., the shooter walked around the area of the Midtown Hotel and at one time purchased items from a nearby coffee shop. The shooter then returned to a bench in the vicinity of the Midtown Hotel at least one occasion prior to the murder, and the shooter was depicted as using a cell phone. Who was he talking to that morning? At approximately 6:45 a.m., after waiting near the Midtown Hotel for approximately an hour, the shooter saw and approached the victim, shot the victim multiple times, then fled on foot to the West 55th Street, where the shooter mounted the electric bike and rode towards Central Park. After disappearing inside the park for a period of time, the shooter was captured on video again exiting the park near West 77 and Central Park West, riding north on Central Park West. Okay. When he emerged from the park, the shooter was no longer carrying the gray backpack. Okay. At approximately 6:58 a.m., security camera footage captured the shooter riding the electric bicycle near West 85th Street and Columbus Avenue. 2 minutes later, at approximately 7 a.m., the shooter was captured on video walking near the West 86th Street and Columbus Avenue without the electric bike. So at 6:58, security cameras captured the shooter riding the electric bike near West 85th Street in Columbus. Then 2 minutes later, no bike. He was walking. At 7:04, the shooter entered a taxi cab that drove him to the George Washington Bridge bus terminal in the vicinity of West 179th Street and Fort Washington Avenue in Upper Manhattan. The shooter's face was captured by a camera in the taxi, as shown below. So I wonder, I guess maybe he went to go talk. Why would he show his face? Maybe he didn't think the person had a camera. Maybe he was just interacting, saying where he was going to go. Just check the street view real quick. I think his thing is supposed to start at 2. That's what they said. Let me double check. Yeah, 2 p.m. Eastern start. All right, so we'll keep going. So another infamous picture all over the internet in a taxi cab, technology. He got there was too many pictures of him. I guess the one without the mask was the worst, but this one also was like a high quality picture, and it's the eyebrows. The shooter's face was captured. At approximately 7:30 a.m., video footage from the George Washington Bridge bus terminal captured the shooter entering the facility. No video showed the shooter leaving the bus terminal, suggesting the shooter left New York City. Okay. On December 6, 2024, law enforcement officers searching the Central Park found a gray backpack matching the appearance of the gray backpack worn by the shooter. The other infamous picture. Even though at one point it looked like he had 2 backpacks or something. Okay. So the arrest and identification of the shooter. On December 9th, 2024, at approximately 9:14 a.m., a worker at a fast food restaurant in Altoona, Pennsylvania, called the police about a male customer later identified as Luigi. The defendant, who the worker believed resembled photos of the shooter, had been broadcast in the media following the victim's murder. Oh, look. High definition picture. Members of the Altoona Police Department responded and encountered Luigi, who they believed matched the appearance. Who they also believed matched the appearance of the shooter. When approached by responding officers and asked for the identification, Luigi offered the false ID, the same one, New Jersey one, used by the shooter to check into the hostel. Luigi was later found to be in possession of the loaded 9mm pistol and silencer consistent with the weapon used to kill the victim, clothing that matched the apparel that the shooter wore in the security camera. So he didn't even really change his clothes, I guess. So they matched apparel that the shooter wore in security cameras, a notebook with several $1,000s in cash, an envelope associated with an FDIC insured bank, and a letter addressed to the feds. The feds letter. The 9mm pistol and silencer were later tested and found to be operable by a ballistics examiner from the New York City Police Department. Photographs of the firearm and silencer recovered from Luigi are depicted below. Damn, there it is. Wow. All right. Let's tweet that out. Maybe I should tweet out the PDF too. Screenshot. Okay, so where are we at? The notebook contains several handwritten notes that express hostility towards the insurance industry and wealthy executives in particular. For example, the notebook contained the following statements and entries that appeared to correspond with particular dates. So, an entry marked 8/15/2024, the notebook described how the details are finally coming together, and I'm glad in a way that I've procrastinated because it allowed me to learn more about acronym for company. One, the notebook entry also stated that the target is insurance because it checks every box. So that's 8/15. 10/22/2024. There was another entry. The notebook stated 1.5 months. This investor conference is a true windfall. And most importantly, the message becomes self-evident. Later on in the entry, the notebook describes an intent to whack the CEO of one of the insurance companies at its investors conference. As described above, October 22nd, 2024 was approximately 6 weeks before the date of the murder of the victim, which occurred on the date of the company one's investor conference. So he'd been planning this and thinking about it for a long time. And it almost, I think, corresponds with his time going missing from his family and friends. The Fed's letter recovered from Mangione stated, I wasn't working with anyone. This was fairly trivial. Some elementary, social engaging, basic CAD. A lot of patience. Based on my own search, I believe that CAD refers to computer-aided design. The Fed's letter also stated that P.S. You can check serial numbers to verify this is all self-funded. My own ATM withdrawals. So he wanted them to know it's me. Nobody. Why? I don't know why such an emphasis on that. Why to let them know? Check the serial numbers, all my bank withdrawals. Is he worried about his family there? Or does he hate his family? Because his family is like in bed with these insurance companies. They're the same cloth. Based on all the above, my review of the photographs of the shooter, photographs Luigi, the defendant, I respectfully submit that Luigi is the shooter who shot and killed the victim on December 4th. Additionally, the notebook entries, the Fed's letter, shooter's apparent surveillance of the Midtown Hotel on November 24th and December 4th, the shooter's use of counter-surveillance techniques and escape to New York City all suggest that the shooter undertook extensive efforts to identify the victim, place the victim under surveillance, and track the victim's whereabouts in the time period leading up to the murder. Below are surveillance stills of the shooter and the arrests. Okay. Wherefore, I respectfully request that a warrant be issued for the arrest of Luigi, the defendant, and that he be imprisoned or bailed as the case may be. So this is the FBI Special Agent Gary Cobb. This was signed December 18th. Wow. For the most part, we knew everything except maybe the additional notes, and I haven't heard of that until today. Like the other notes that he had in that book, it wasn't just the one thing to the feds. Like there was other notes in there with different dates going as far back as I think they said November or August. Forgot what they said. So he's been planning for a while, methodical, surveilling, prowling the streets, prowling the outside area. And even that document has a huge gap of information. It was what this guy was doing in the week between getting to New York and killing this guy. How many times had he been out to the hotel? That's crazy, man. I mean, you never know who's watching, right? Who's watching you? See if I can get some audio on the outside audio. There's audio for you. Routers. It's not routers, it's routers. Routers. Eagle Pass, Texas. Oh, it's muted the whole time. I didn't realize I was muted. I swear, I know what I said. No! I have to step away for 5 minutes. I could have just got on, but I'm just going to step away. can turn it down a little more. Check for some updates. I wonder if they allow reporters there in that court, that federal. So they're saying, yeah, he's supposed to be inside. It was supposed to start at 2. They're saying the reasoning for all the perp walk, basically the perp walk and all the cops and FBI outside, is they're saying that they were worried because of the public interest, the support that he has, that, you know, somebody could try to do something to get him free. They said that they normally try to avoid perp walks because it could be considered prejudicial. So before he's even had a day in court or the trial starts, everybody sees this. He's a criminal. That's what it looks like. He's already guilty, found guilty. The spectacle of being surrounded by officers with bulletproof vests and automatic weapons drawn may be a reflection of Luigi's own unique form of notoriety. Because of the support they've seen for him and their security worries, and somebody trying to attack him, but not trying to attack him, but free him. And federal cameras are not allowed in federal courtrooms. Mangione's helicopter departure may be the last time he's seen in public for some time. Damn. No liberty. No, unfortunately. We don't get to see him. Oh. Man, it's crazy. So yeah, the state charges include murder as an act of terrorism, which carries a possibility of a life sentence without parole. Well, this says New York doesn't have the death penalty. But the other one was saying that the feds could give him the death penalty. Or were they wrong? Let's see, death penalty. Played it earlier. Yeah, it says the U.S. files murder charge against Mangione that could bring the death penalty. Yeah. So it could. We don't know if they're going to do it, but I'll be right back.
I wasn't thinking straight, and then anyway, no, it's easy. I'll go back over there. That's all. It's right down the street from my neighborhood. That's what I thought. So they asked for a claim number and a carrier number, so I thought it was simple. So it's no big deal. I can actually walk to the place and see what it is. So which number? Nice. Right. I don't. Is there any way you can text it to me? You can't. You can email it to me, sure. It's Kenny. Kenny K-N-N-Y. It's 313. Yeah, it was hopefully at hotmail.com. Kenny 131313 hotmail.com. I'm sure you're Gmail. Okay. What's that? Okay.
That's what I'm going to start. I'm going to start a business. Business to be a food truck. I'm going to follow all the curves. You got to be there to support this.
We all work for it. All right. Well, I appreciate it. I'll do it. All right. So the
Rob. What the hell happened here? Okay. What else we got? Luigi. There's people raising funds for Luigi. I wonder if he would really accept that money. Seems pretty well off. Alejandro. Federally charged. He will be eligible for the death penalty. About the dogs. Luigi! Man, is that it? Stalking and murder.
Let's bring in attorney and legal analyst Dina Dahl on all of this. Dina, we appreciate you joining us. And I really want to hit with you. Mangione facing these new federal charges. This is new this hour. What are you tracking on this? We know this puts the death penalty on the table.
Yes, I mean, now he has different state charges and different states and federal, and evidently the federal is going to proceed along with the New York trial. So quite a bit of charges he has facing there. We know he has his New York attorney that he has waived the extradition for him. That's why we're seeing him now in New York. He didn't fight it, which was likely for him not to win that extradition. So he will most likely have another attorney for the federal charges since it's a separate jurisdiction. So a lot of legal jurisdictions he's going to be facing now.
How are Mangione's lawyers going to try to fight these federal charges? Because we hear from Henedoba that, this very famous lawyer, Agnifilo, is already flagging double jeopardy concerns. Explain to us what she's talking about and if that argument holds water in your opinion.
I mean, double jeopardy, what that means is that if you are acquitted from a charge, you cannot be charged with that same crime again. You are then acquitted. And so I think what she's saying is that the federal charges match too closely, essentially, to the New York charges. And that's where the double jeopardy is, because if the jury were to acquit him, then you cannot then be charged with that same crime. If this was a fundamentally different charge in the federal jurisdiction, like a wholly separate crime, then that doesn't apply. But I think that that's the point that she's making, is that there's too much of an overlap, let's say, with the charges. Essentially, he just committed the one crime. So the double jeopardy would mean that he really should be just charged in one jurisdiction. If the federal charges were different enough, then he could be charged in the federal, but that's her argument.
Interesting. Do you think it holds water? I mean, is there any reason in your mind that this cannot proceed in parallel on both the federal level and the state level for the same crime?
I mean, this is, like you said, this is just breaking this 1 hour. So we'll have to see if, what exactly the facts and the evidence are for the federal charges. But kind of what I'm thinking about, let's think about what happened with, George Floyd, the killing there. The police officers there did face state crimes, and then they faced a federal charge. But the federal charge wasn't a murder charge. It was a violation of his civil rights.
Thanks for watching. Go to join.
Sure. They're setting death penalty on the table. Possibly. Could be. Not. It's a possibility. I don't know if they're really going to go for that, but. Damn. Homie. In high school, you were the man. What the F happened to you? Dozens gather in support.
Universal healthcare now, or free Luigi?
And privatized healthcare is a crime against humanity.
He's awoken the people to a true issue. And when the masses come together is when change can really happen.
The health insurance industry is oppressive to people. It is violent.
Violence makes changes in American history. War happens that created our freedom. George Floyd happened that created reform, and we need more reforms. I'm hoping this creates more.
That systematic murder is the same as murder with a gun. There's no difference. So it should be dealt like you would gun down a serial killer.
We're here today because we wanted to use this moment to advocate for healthcare changes.
Wow. Lots and lots of support.
Let's see what else is going on.
I am Professor Kim in front of Dr. Pearl. I am on. Hold on, what's up? Yeah, let me check because they broke me up. Yeah, I'm up on 30th. So, yeah, I can't.
Prosecutors walking into the courtroom. Okay. 3 lawyers.
Are you following that on the court?
But our text person is upstairs.
Oh, okay.
I think he's in the overflow.
Hey, Kyle, what's up?
Okay. Could be confusing. Sysac said about 20 minutes.
What's going on? What's going on? I wonder if people are getting tired. Well, I guess maybe not. Some people are, maybe not. Everybody, people are still very interested in the story. Oh, here we go. I just saw your message. 3 DMs. Oh, let me cancel this New York Times thing. I know I'm not going to remember. It's going to haunt me for the next couple years. Oh, but you know what? Here's the kicker. Let me see if they let me cancel, because a lot of times, sorry, sir, you have to call us. Call into the 800 number to cancel. Change subscription. Cancel. Manage. Cancel. There we go. Actually, let you do it. That's good. Amazing. What?
Right. The fence was probably. That's how the only people are talking right here, right? But you think the prosecution or ADA
I don't know if this is... Okay, this is just broke right now. Nick Fuentes said that somebody came to his house with a gun. But it's deeper than that. The person that showed up to his house was wanted for a triple homicide? This is crazy. All right, check this out. Check this out. Last night, I know a lot of people hate this guy. Last night, an armed killer made an attempt on my life at my home, which was recently doxed on this platform. The gunman carried a pistol, crossbow, and incendiary devices. I believe he intended to kill me. He is now dead. I'm okay. According to the police, the would-be assassin committed a triple homicide in southern Illinois early yesterday before he arrived at my doorstep with a pistol drawn, calling my name. I'm grateful to God that I'm still alive today. Tragically, the gunman broke into a neighbor's home to evade police and killed 2 of their dogs. While heartbreaking, it could have been so unimaginably worse. God, have mercy. Doxing is not a game. This nihilistic lynch mob behavior must end before anyone else is killed. I will now have to uproot my life and relocate while I can handle whatever comes to my front door. It is irresponsible to expect my neighbors with young families to share that burden. In the meantime, I will have to contract 24-hour security to protect myself and my property. If anybody would like to contribute to defray the cost, $13,000 a week of power security and rebuilding my studio. I can only accept cryptocurrency because I'm banned from banking services and CC processing. Bro. That's wild. And somebody posted a police thing here. Imagine somebody showing up to your house and the person's wanted in a triple homicide. Shit. Wow. Wow. Illinois State Police. On December 18th at 11:38 p.m., they responded to the 1800 block for a report of a male with a gun. Officers located the subject, who then fled on foot and successfully escaped police officers. Then forced entry to a residence at the 1800 block, where he fatally shot 2 dogs. Officers then observed the offender fleeing eastbound into a yard in the 1800 block of the home. The subject disobeyed officers' verbal commands to stop and proceed to shoot at police officers. Wow. Insane! You don't think so? 13K? 24/7 security? It's probably going to be expensive. I don't know how much it's going to be, but it's probably pretty costly. Yo, Jess, you messed up for that. Wow. Vigilantes everywhere. That's scary. Wow.
Good deal, man. It's a good deal. You got Eric's a good guy. Working with a good man. Oh, yeah. Can't move here.
You know that person was cold. They shot and killed 2 dogs. I mean, I know it was a triple homicide, but killing the dogs too? Damn. That is crazy. I just can't imagine like somebody showing up to your house like that, wanted in a triple homicide. I wonder what the guy looks like. Alan, that's crazy to die for that. Let me see if there's any updates. I don't know if we're really going to get maybe when his hearing's over. They're saying that Luigi met with his attorneys ahead of federal court appearance. He's expected to enter the courtroom any minute for a hearing on the federal charges. He's not expected to enter a plea today.
Thank you for always being here with us to cover all the things. Heart.
Salty, thanks for the 20. Thank you so much. Hope you're doing good. What's BS? You think he made up the whole story or the amount of money that he needs? I mean, the story's true. You can look it up. If you type in state of Illinois triple homicide, it's being reported on by multiple agencies. Suspect's name has not been released. Or are you saying that like the guy came looking for him, that's the part that's made up? Is that what you're saying? see the.
Yeah, well, it has been, you know, all Kenny. Kenny is, Kenny. Good, how are you?
Let me see.
Yeah, that's my light stand. Yeah.
Say he arrived at his doorstep. He claims the guy arrived at his doorstep calling his name. Crazy.
My hands aren't cool. Like, you know, no, I'm good. You know, thanks. You get an apple tea, a late smell, you know. That's good. I got it. What are you doing? By yourself? Thank you. Are you by yourself? All right. Well, we have
Okay.
Eve across the street to a live show. Right. I've been here all
I wonder what the situation was with the triple homicide.
And now they're talking about bundling the Hulu and Disney.
But we don't know what we're thinking. We don't have.
I don't know how much you're charging.
Yeah, I got paid today. I think that's a small buy. I'm good.
Yeah, those
Because, you know, I mean, honestly, I've been here. I was a town. I'm good. No, this is fine. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. You take a bicycle here today? He was editor. No, did you bike here today? Hollywood Report. But it's really I'm more joking. Right. It's not summer. He's also a lawyer, so he's nice hat. Numbers. I will. You're in the truck.
Oh, Lee Smith? That's the guy's name?
See you later. Say hi to Lee.
Damn, this is what the guy looks like? No way. Bruh. A man has been charged with slayings of a man and his 2 young sons found dead in northern Illinois. Hold up. This guy looks like he's high. This is him?
I like the FBI and then CIS is always a big draw. And I haven't watched it, but everybody's
Bro.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It was like the best, you know, now, like they were unapologetically catering.
Yes. To us. Yeah. And I was telling my wife, she's not a big fan. I said, yeah, I felt like, you know, old friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they did a very good job about that.
Yeah. We felt seen. Yeah.
And then Tulsa.
Smith was being held without bond in Boone County Jail, and his first court appearance was next Thursday afternoon. Oh, that was from 2022. This article. So he's been on the run all this time? He ended up getting a bond? One month ago. Let's see. parole. He has a trial set to begin March 3rd, 2025.
I just finished it. Probably 2 weeks ago.
Oh my God! So you still have the good post-season sort of buzz?
Yeah. Haven't been able to talk to many people about it because they're like.
Well, it's good. So
No. This is not the same guy because early reports indicate that the offender was wanted for a triple homicide committed in Mammoth, Illinois, earlier in the day on December 18th. Okay, the guy you sent me, his thing was like years ago. Cool. That would have been nuts, bro. I was like, that guy looks high as shit. We're here together. Everybody knows this guy has a fundraising thing, so I mean, you post it once or twice, but the whole chat doesn't need to be spammed the whole time. Publicly available. Just Google search it if you want to read about it. White nationalist Nick was arrested a few weeks ago, claimed someone tried to kill him at his home, and that the alleged attacker is now dead. Well, he said he Mexican. All right, let me see what else. What else we got? Georgia court disqualifies Fani Willis for Trump election case. Ooh. Oh no. CNN.
We begin this hour with breaking news just into CNN. The Georgia prosecutor leading the state's election interference case against President-elect Donald Trump is now disqualified. CNN's Caitlin Polance is here with more. Caitlin, what can you tell us about this? This is just coming in the last several minutes. This is a big development.
A big development, and a big development that Donald Trump has wanted for a long time. That case against him in Georgia, the criminal case, where it's accusing him and several others of a racketeering conspiracy related to the 2020 election, it's already been paused. Now, It's not even backburnered. This is a case that will be dead in the water because the Georgia Court of Appeals is now saying that Fani Willis, the leader of the prosecution against Donald Trump, the district attorney in Fulton County, Georgia, she should be disqualified from being able to bring that case. The Georgia Court of Appeals is saying that it's a significant appearance of impropriety caused by the conduct of a public prosecutor. That is Willis, how she behaved, how she was speaking about the case, about Trump publicly, about how she was having a relationship with the top prosecutor.
Oh, yeah. That was, I remember that hearing or whatever. And we watched her. She's kind of crazy. They got some problems.
That was concealed in this, a man named Nathan Wade.
Nathan Wade, yeah.
Previously, the trial level judge had looked at and said, Fani Willis can stay on this case. We're not dismissing the indictment. But the Court of Appeals is now taking another look and saying, no, the trial judge was wrong. Fani Willis should be disqualified from continuing to lead this case. It would be a long process, or it will be a long process, to replace her, which is why I say this case is dead in the water now without Fani Willis, the person who was leading this case against Donald Trump in Fulton County. And just to keep tabs on how many cases there are against Donald Trump criminally, the other two in federal court, January 6th, and classified documents, those are dismissed. Then the additional case in New York City, where he was set to be sentenced, that sentencing is now not happening. So as Donald Trump enters the presidency, each of these courts that is handling a criminal case is essentially removing that issue from him to have to deal with in any period of time in the near future.
All right, Caitlin Polans, yeah, thanks for that added perspective.
Okay, so Fani Willis disqualified. Oh, shit. Piers Morgan just dropped an episode. Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan. O'Hare Airport fight. Got it, pack.
I'm hoping that she'll be able to, because now that the doctor's office has to go back and for doctor's office had
The mods, I mean, I think you guys, if you see someone you don't like, you can block the person. A lot of the live streams that I see, the news networks or some big YouTubers, there's like one or not even anybody in there. And if you have to block somebody, go ahead. There doesn't need to be a military or an army of chat mods holding people's hands for the chat, Luigi military squad protection. Let me see. Any more updates? Okay, it finally started. Damn, all this time. The first federal court hearing for Luigi has started. Before Mangione entered the courtroom, the chair was where he would sit has been checked and patted down. Damn, bro, like he's the president. Checked and patted down. Wow, look at that. Wow. He entered the courtroom wearing street clothes, a white button-down shirt, navy three-quarter zip pullover, and khaki pants. There were no shackles on his hands, and he claps them in front of him. Wow, no shackles. Hey, I think even Diddy, he's getting better treatment than Diddy. So the first court appearance is related to the 4 federal counts he faces in connection with the shooting. In separate state charges in New York and Pennsylvania, he faces federal charges of murder for the use of firearm. Yeah, he's facing Pennsylvania, New York, and federal charges too. Wow. Let's see if oh, teabag. This was kind of funny. You gotta. Maybe I'll add it to the thumbnail. It just started. I'll watch something else on Netflix. Something that's good.
They're going through the charges.
The chart. That could take a little while. It's basically the document we already read. I think they're gonna go through that. What's that, pussycat? That came through.
We're not going anywhere.
Oh, there, I screwed up. There we go. All right. Teabag. Yeah, so is he going to Rikers? They're taking him there? Rikers. Better behave, boy. Street
Hey Mel,
clothes.
Merry
Put on
Christmas.
some cologne.
You look better. Hope things are well for you and your family.
Miss Luna, thank you for the 5. I appreciate that. I need to take my ass on some walks. Just a little exercise. That's going to be the ultimate. Feeling better, getting better. Oh yeah, might not be bad. Not a bad idea, actually. Or is it a bad idea? I don't know. Yes. Cool it down. All right, let me see updates. They need somebody. Let me see. Okay. One little tiny update or two. Mangione confirms that he has seen the federal complaint against him. He answered yes twice to confirm he understands his rights and has seen the federal complaint against him. The judge is reviewing the charges in the complaint. These are the prosecutors for the U.S. Attorney's Office. So Dominic Gentle, June Zhang, and Alexandra Messiter. All right, Pipper. Let's see if they got a law and crime thing up. Law and crime. Talking about it.
Younger or middle?
Try it. City press. Yeah. Oh, we got the inside shit at the court? Or is this somebody else? Oh, we do? I think we do. Hold on. Okay. So Luigi was brought in by the U.S. Marshals in a black quarter zip sweater. He sits between his lawyer, Karen Agnifilo, and her husband for the Sean Combs' lawyer, Mark Agnifilo. They're waiting on the judge. They're looking over the documents. You're charged with stalking and killing Brian Thompson. You used interstate facilities, and you're charged with the murder and the use of a firearm and killed Brian Thompson. Also, use of a firearm in a crime of violence. Is a reading waived? Yes. What's the government's position on bail? We're prepared to argue for detention. Luigi's lawyer says we consent to detention without prejudice to make a future bail application. So what is detention? You're just going to be like locked up for a little bit until they put in the full thing? He's going to stay with the feds? The Manhattan DA has also indicted the defendant. We're in touch with them. Anything further? Karen, Luigi's lawyer, says this is unusual. Yesterday, the Manhattan DA held a press conference, and there was no mention of this. The theories are inconsistent. The charge here is death eligible. Is it a joint investigation? If so, it triggers discovery obligations. It is confusing. I've never seen this before. The judge says, Miss Gentle, and the prosecution replies, there was a lot there. Okay, we're waiting. I don't know. He was inside. Amazing.
We had my wife made some pumpkin soup. We froze it, and we had it a couple days ago when it rained. Yeah. And bought sour.
Prison Mill.
So I hope you get some. I'm on my own for dinner tonight, so I might go get some soup too.
I hope that he gets what he deserves.
Oh shit.
He is a really bad guy. Orange is the new black for this guy. Watch they make a TV show next.
You might get a TV show or a Netflix thing or a Lifetime movie or something. Thank you, Miss Luna, for the 10. Tom Dickey's gone. They threw him to the side. He's just for Pennsylvania, I guess. All right. Okay, still waiting on an update. They're saying that Luigi looked straight again, stoic, as the judge talked him through his rights as a defendant. He nodded when the judge said he has a right to a lawyer. He leaned forward into the microphone and said yes when asked if he understands his rights, and again was asked if he's seen a copy of the complaint against him. That's weird. They say here that he's not going to make a bail application and will remain detained, but this person just said he's going to be detained, but they will make a future bail application. Prosecution says, we will address any legal argument in the appropriate form. The judge says, I advise the parties to speak after this proceeding about the logistics between the federal and the state proceedings. Yeah, that's a lot going on, man. Everybody wants a piece of Luigi. The feds, the state, Pennsylvania.
You're headed to the train? Good. We're just waiting for the attorneys to come out if they can. No. I saw a picture. I saw images of him down at the heliport. We didn't see anybody. Yeah, that's how. Jake? Oh. Are you okay? Yeah, he flew from Altoona to Long Island, helicopter, South Virginia, and then drove in here. No.
Okay, let's see what else. What else we got? Oh, it's a Jordan. That's it. Se acabó.
Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here at the Southern District of New York Courthouse today, Thursday, December 19th, 2024.
I'll be thanking for the membership.
With Luigi Mangione. This morning, there is.
Oh, that's the one we listened to already. That was hours ago. Luigi! Where's the big protest? Where's all the people on the streets with screaming and yelling and costumes? And... What other New York is that? Maybe we gotta check. Maybe we need an eye on the back entrance or wherever this is at. Let me see. Eye back here. Eye back here. It's gotta come out somewhere. Mangione. Mangione. Luigi Mangione. Mangione.
This isn't exactly your traditional celebrity, and if he did this, he's a cold-blooded murderer. Again, the state's got to prove its case, the feds have to prove its case. But it's going to be interesting to see when he's in with hard and fast, fellow inmates in New York, how he's treated, because, generally, somebody like him could pray victim to the very harsh circumstances, going from a family of wealth to a bunch of people that really don't care about your self-interest in jail.
Anna, you mentioned that family
Oh my
of
God.
wealth
You're playing
and
Path
what
of
is
Exile?
backing this particular defendant. We are going to talk about that on the other side. So Matthew and John, stand by.
Hell no.
We are going to get to our break, but coming up on opening statements, we're going to dive deeper into Luigi Mangione's money and the defense fund that is being raised for the murder suspect. Plus, accused murderer Brad Simpson is going to be back in court today for a bond hearing. This as the search for his wife Suzanne continues.
It is our sincere hope and prayer that Brad will find the compassion and courage to end his family's suffering.
Brad Simpson's bond hearing today. You been having a black party today? Mangione. Hey, Jim Jules, how you doing? Why don't we hold each other? He walked in stoically with his head up high. Slowly sat down and nodded at me. Mangione. You know if I spell this guy's name right. Alright, I guess. Let me see if there's anything else. 3:30, you pretty much hung out all day today, I guess. Mangione. On and off for the most part throughout the day. Court proceedings have ended. His ankles are shackled.
No, we don't.
Well, no more traveling and going around the world. He's gonna have to make do with what he has. Locked up. I wonder if facing the death, potentially getting a death penalty. I don't think they'll do it. I don't think they're gonna go for it.
Yeah, it was like.
I guess that's it for now. Let's see. Do we have notifications? I think we have notifications, or one notification maybe. Let me see. I gotta watch Piers Morgan. I hate Piers Morgan. He's growing on me. I like him. I don't know. You guys don't like him? Piers Morgan. I have one notification. So we're good. I'm going to try to save it if something pops off later, something crazy. I don't know, a standoff, Luigi breaks out of jail. If there's a chase, I might save it for the second channel. Manhunt. Some other breaking news. Bum, be-dum, bum. Morgan is a wanker. Willy Wonka. It's over already. Ange, it's over. Okay, I guess that's it. All right, take care, guys. Peace. Bye. Bloop, 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 bloop.